Morning, everybody. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Thanks for hanging out on the stream. Don't really have anything planned for today, but I think I'm gonna make this one of my regular streaming times. Because my brother works in the mornings, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It's a little quieter in the room, so. And I think we'll do, or sorry, Sunday through Wednesday, yeah. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That sounds good. I think we'll make Sunday the relaxed stream where I don't have anything planned, and then I think we'll do... You guys can let me know in the comments what day you want to do the games, but I think we'll continue Breath of the Wild on... We'll do that Wednesday mornings, and then... Let's see... Let me know if you guys want to play anything. I don't have a bajillion games, but I have a lot. I have a lot of games that we could play and have a fun time. What nice weather it is today. It's a really boring topic. I know. Well, hope everybody's doing well. I guess we'll, What would be fun? I don't know. Probably should have planned something first. Whoops. Well, could play some... I don't really feel like playing Star Wars Battlefront right now. Oh, you know what? Sakura Wars is coming... Let's see when, actually. Let me check. It should be arriving soon. Let's see. Maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow or the next day. Well, I mainly wanted to do the stream because I just finished watching the Code Geass movies and the last one, the sequel story, I guess, the sequel movie. Wanted to give my thoughts in kind of a more raw format as opposed to recorded video. Not that I edit, because I am pretty lazy. Yeah, so I thought the series, when I watched it was one of the first shows I ever watched. I thought the series was great, despite being drawn by Clamp. Not one of my favorite styles, but it grows on you, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think the movies were nearly as impactful as the show, though. To be fair, the show has about the show's got about 50 episodes in both seasons, so it's 25 episodes per season. If we average that if we make that about 20-minute episodes, that's 20 times 50. That's about 1,000 minutes divided by 60. That's about 16 hours worth of content, and each of those 3 movies is about 2 hours, give or take. So that's 16 hours. Okay, 16.66. 16 and a half and some change. Hours versus 6 and change of character development. So, there's only so much, you miss a lot of this stuff. You miss a lot of the character development, if you were to just watch the movies. The sequel story, Lelouch of the... What was it? Resolution? What was it? Resurrection, maybe? I don't know. One of those. I mean, it was a nice, epilogue story, I guess. It was a nice epilogue. Not much more. I think probably a third season would have been better. For the same reasons that I had mentioned before, just because you'd have more opportunities to flesh out some of the characters, a lot of the motivations and stuff that they have, why they're doing what they're doing. I think there's still unanswered questions. There was an end credit scene, which I don't think I'm gonna spoil it. No, I'm not gonna spoil it. Pretty neat. There is a sub and a dub out, I think. The dub for that show was actually really good. This was before I was like purely on subs, but it was pretty solid. Yeah, I probably wouldn't watch it again. I'd be more likely to watch like the regular show again as opposed to the epilogue story. But yeah, it's Code Geass. It's worth a watch. I would give it a 10 out of 10. DoorDash. Yeah, I used to work for them. Not anymore. What is this? $5 off plus 0 delivery fee. Man, they are desperate. Business must be really bad these days. Hey there, Jace. Nice to see you. Okay. I'm in my 20s, I promise. Welcome in. Welcome to the stream. Don't really have anything planned for today, but if you have any ideas, you're welcome to give me some. I was just going to talk about some anime and manga. I got to do a better job of looking at the camera, because the thing is I've got two monitors and one's on the left, and my camera's all the way up there. What can you do? Anyways, so, Jace, you seen any good anime recently? You can let me know in the chat if you've seen anything good. If not, that's cool. If you're not into that. I have a good friend of mine who actually kind of got me into anime, and oh man, he's pretty hardcore. He always roasts me for like I'll always like I have an account on my anime list. Some people are gonna be like, "Ooh, that's pretty lame." It's pretty lame, but yeah, it's good for organizing the shows you've watched and giving them a score so you can remember more easily what you liked and what you didn't. My Hero Academia, that's the community, I would say it's hard for me to say the community split, but there's almost two communities when it comes to anime. It's like there's the mainstream community, and then there's the how do I put this? There's like the OG community. These are the guys that grew up on Evangelion and old school stuff. Like even I know a bunch more. Like Evangelion, GTO, classics. Like mid '90s stuff. They would come on Toonami. Anyway, I would say maybe half of that community is split, but that I could even still be wrong. Like the mainstream community loves My Hero Academia. Like it's a great show, and it really fills a gap, especially here in Western media. And I'll get to that in a second. But I would say, it's kind of funny. It's almost like the new Naruto in the sense that a lot of those more hardcore guys will roast people who like it because it's mainstream. But that's just how it is. If something's mainstream, it's gonna get roasted. My Hero Academia is one of those animes that surpass anime, if that makes sense. That's fair. I understand what you're saying, and I'm gonna talk to that actually a little bit in a second here. Stuff like AOT, Attack on Titan, Cowboy Bebop, DBZ, One Punch Man. I loved One Punch Man. Season 1 was phenomenal. Season 2 was a bit of a letdown. I bet you the manga's probably better. The thing that made One Punch Man for me was like, it was so funny. It was hilarious. Season 2 wasn't that funny. They had some moments, but it wasn't as funny for me. I was like, okay, this is turning a little bit too much into an action show as opposed to a comedy. You know, it's supposed to be an action comedy, but not enough comedy in my taste for season 2. Anyways, getting back to My Hero Academia. Getting back to MHA, I guess that's what people call it. The thing is, Western comic books, like, I've given this lecture so many times, but I'll keep giving it because it's true. Western comic books are such a dumpster fire at this. Hot Topic Animes. You know, that's a good name for them, Jace. Hot Topic Animes. Stuff. Yeah, mainstream comics like this garbage here. Nobody likes this anymore. Like, this is, you know, it's not very good. You go to your local comic book store and you look for number 1, which you can never find because you're like, okay, where do I start? Number 1. Logical. Okay, where's number 1? I only see number 3, and you know, you're looking for something, or like you go up to the people who work there, you're like, okay, where do I start? And they're like, oh yeah, just, you know, depends on what you like. Do you like this superhero? Do you like this superhero? Yeah, so it's I found it. See, I was into comic books growing up. Oh man, that COVID. I'm gonna get roasted for this, but my first comic book was the Bionicle comic books that would come in the Lego magazine. I have all of them. I loved the art. It was just really out there. They really like pushed boundaries artistically, and they there was like a drastic change in art style, but that's another topic. So when I got to high school and I met one of my good friends who was really into Batman, he brought me like to a comic book store for the first time, and he actually went there to buy. I had been inside a comic book store before just to kind of gawk at everything and the weirdos, but I'd never actually been in one to buy comics, so I went in there and I was like, okay, where do I start? Well, my friend likes Batman. Okay, I guess I'll buy some Batman comics. So I did. And this was right when the Court of Night of the Owls. Yeah, Lego Power Rangers and essential oils. I should get some oils going. It's a special occasion, I guess. Do I have any water? Ooh, I do. Perfect. But yeah, you know, I went in there, bought some comic books. I like Batman. I actually bought the there we go. I actually bought the hardcover, the DC Ultimate Night of the Owls, or yeah, it was Night of the Owls, Court of Owls, one of those two, by Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder. What a great story! I really enjoyed it. But the thing is, like, when I first got into it in high school, I bought some books and I was like, okay, cool, Court of Owls. I don't really know what this is about, but it looks cool. The villains look cool. The you know, Batman always looks cool. What are we feeling today? Peppermint, orange. Actually, one of my favorite blends is peppermint. Like 2 drops of peppermint, 1 drop of orange. Let's see. Yeah. Sorry, New Age SJWs. This stuff does not cure any diseases, but it does smell nice. It does smell very nice. Especially when... yeah. Especially when your room doesn't smell nice all the time. Alright. Oh, that'll clear up my sinuses. Anyways. But yeah, you know, it's really hard to get into. That would be the first reason, I guess. You know, it's hard to find a starting point, and the second reason I'll get into is it's expensive. This book retails like $3. That's the sticker price. Usually when it gets put in a dump bin, which is like the back order dump. No, that's the wrong term. That's for Hot Wheels. A long box. When it gets put in a long box and when it's a back issue, then at that point I think the price goes up for back issues. I think. I'm not sure. I don't shop at comic book stores enough to know. I think the last time I was at one, because I was looking for Night of Owls tie-ins. But anyway, Yeah, this was like $3-4 maybe because it's number 3, I guess. This is Adam, and I'm gonna get roasted for this, but I I started watching the CW DC Universe shows, and I was like, okay, that's sort of cool, and then I lost interest very quickly. But um, I was like, okay, cool, I should read some comic books because I like art. I like to draw sometimes. I like to, I like print media. I wanted to recapture the excitement that I would feel when I would like open up a Lego magazine and like hold a comic book in my hands because I love that feeling. Um, a lot of the comic book people out there can probably resonate, but yeah, it's cool to hold physical media. And then I drop maybe $15, which nowadays will buy you about maybe 3 comic books, 3 or 4 comics, which is not a lot. So that's my second point. It's expensive. 3, they're just not very good. Most of them, they're very subpar. This here is Adam, Eye of the Storm by Gail Simone. People wonder why I keep this one around, and also why it's like half torn because it's garbage and I like to make fun of it, but I need it in one piece to make fun of it, to keep making fun of it, so I just keep it around. It doesn't go in my special comic book bin though down there. It goes off to the side. I think I put it in my crappiest plastic sheet here. Anyways, the last reason is because comic books nowadays are written by SJWs, and nobody is Tokyo Majin. I wonder if I've heard. I'll have to look it up. Yeah, nobody wants to pay $4 for a lecture. This one's not particularly a lecture. It's just a really crappy comic, but no one wants to pay $5 for a lecture. Which is why I think, all of these things put together, they're resulting in a big in a hole in the market, I guess you could say, for good quality superhero stories, right? And I think that's where My Hero Academia comes in, because it's a great show. I mean, it's a great story if you're reading it and not watching it. It's a great story, it's an inspiring story. It inspires people. It's about superheroes. It's kind of like the X-Men in some ways. Some people are like, oh, it's an X-Men ripoff. Well, maybe not. That's up for debate. Anyways, but yeah, I think right as the comic book industry is falling apart, I think this is where manga and anime are coming in to kind of scoop up the consumers. There's still people who are diehard comic book fans, that's cool, but I feel that number is shrinking. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk to about My Hero Academia in particular, I saw a really interesting video on this. I can't remember where it is, so if somebody watching this later has seen that video, you can put in the comments below, please, to whoever made that video. Thank you. But basically, I think it was like called a 3rd gen shonen, because it is a shonen, If we look at shonens throughout like history, you can start with Yu Yu Hakusho. Yeah. Ghost Detective or Spirit Detective or something. Classic show, by the way. What I'm looking at currently, that's IDW Sonic the Hedgehog. Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, I heard IDW Sonic was actually pretty good. There's a couple artists that I met at Anime Expo that I think work on it. But I've heard good things. The art looks really awesome, too, so... Anyways, where was I? Oh, yeah. So, you have like a 1st gen shonen, which is essentially all your shonen tropes, right? So you have like, your main character who starts from nothing. There's usually a time skip, a training arc, a time skip arc, and a tournament arc. Which I'm pretty sure actually My Hero Academia is also going to have all those. I don't know. It's a. I wouldn't call it a genre defining show. Like, okay, I would call Yu Yu Hakusho genre defining because it, in a lot of ways, it defined the shonen genre. I would almost call My Hero Academia genre transforming because it like kind of pushed it to the next level. You know, like, okay, so you have a main character who basically starts. It's not like he starts from nothing, like average. He starts with like less than nothing. He doesn't even have a quirk or a superpower, and then he's given one, and then he slowly climbs to the top. You know, you see this Black Clover, in my opinion, completely ripped this idea off because the main character of that one like doesn't have any magical power or something, and then he gets some. It's like, oh, this looks familiar. Yeah, okay, yeah, Jace, that's a good point. DBZ, then Naruto, then My Hero Academia, yeah, third gen. Yeah, that's a solid point. That's a solid lineup there. It's a good way to look at it. Anyway, let's look up this. Hang on. Let's do this. Oh, let's get off my personal eBay. All right, let's check out this anime you mentioned earlier. There's a lot of SJWs on. Oh, why is my picture on that side? There we go. Yeah, there's a lot of SJWs on this site that are just like, it's toxic. There's fan service. You know what? This is YouTube, so I can't say what I was about to say. All right, let's see. It was, what was it? Tokyo Majin. You know what? I think I've heard of that one actually. I almost watched it. Let's see. Tokyo Majin. Is this it? Tokyo Majin sequel. That can't be it. Oh no, I guess that is it. I feel like I've actually seen this in the bookstores before. Let's see. Tokyo Majin. Yeah, I guess I haven't seen this yet. 7.18. Okay, let's read some reviews. Maybe I'll do some review roasting too on this stream. It'll be a review roasting stream. That'll be kind of funny. Okay, this anime has all the classic elements of a shonen action anime, and then uses them to produce this eerie, confusing, superb show. Yet he gave it an 8. Just to give you guys an idea, 8 is still very good. I think a lot of people on my anime list, I think a lot of people's scores are inflated. Oh, thank you, by the way. It's, I just picked some, what was it? It's like royalty-free music, because I didn't want to just talk in silence. Yeah, right now it's like chill, lo-fi, hip-hop mix, no copyright. Pretty lame, but that's okay. Anyways. Yeah, you know, so the rankings go 10 being masterpiece, 9 being great, 8 being very good, 7 being good, 6 is fine, 5 is average. I feel like if you were to average all the scores on my anime list, they should be 5. That's the ideal number. In fact, you know, if I look at my rankings, my average scores that I'm giving technically should be 5. But you could argue, like, well, what if he's only seen, like, really good shows? Well, that's true, yeah. Anyway, 4 is bad, 3 is very bad, 2 is horrible, 1 is appalling. I think I only have 1 that I ranked appalling. Anyways, yeah, this guy gave it an 8. And he's like, confusing yet superb. I must have misread that word. Eerie confu. I must have read subpar instead of superb. Oh my goodness. Anyways, yeah, okay. So it makes sense. He gave it an 8. 8, 9, 8. Okay. I'll give this one a watch. I'll put it on my plan to watch. Another one in case anybody watching like hasn't heard, Shaman King is getting a brand new anime. It had an anime for a while. It's based off of a manga that came out in the late 90s, I think. Let's see. Oh. 7.79 for the original anime. It's getting a new one, which it might be pretty good. I'll give it a watch. I love the style. I think it's, it's a classic style. Old school. Okay, adaptation. Yeah, here we go. Shaman King. Yeah, this aired from June 30, 1998 to August 30, 2004. Looks like there's 32 volumes. Okay. To put that in context, wait a minute, hold on a second. Yeah, so that stack of books up there, the tall one, that's Food Wars. That's 36 volumes. There we go. Behind Mew and Babam over there. That's 36 volumes, so this one looks like it was a little shorter, 32. So, pretty decent. In my opinion, that's like the perfect length. Like, I would say, like, anything under 40 volumes is, like, just fine as far as manga goes for me, because manga's kind of expensive. I mean, well, to be fair, like this book, this particular book, Air Gear Volume 2, it's an omnibus, so there's technically 3 books in here. This retails about $20. I got it on sale. I got it for like dirt cheap on eBay, but, yeah, because it's older and out of print, and it's kind of a niche, manga. But anyway, side note, highly recommend. Okay, you meant the music in Tokyo Manjin. I'm a musician myself, and for me personally, like, if something's got good music, then that can make or break a show. So I'll have to give Tokyo Manjin a try. Anyways, most books when they retail, like for example, it depends. Like, those Grand Blue Dreamin' books over there, those retail about 12 per copy, but they're a little bigger. They've got maybe about an inch. No, that's too much. I'll show you guys a comparison. Okay. So, this is Grand Blue Dreamin', and this is Air Gear Omnibus. So you can see there's a bit of a size difference. So that's probably the reason why this one is like $1 or $2 more. Anyways, normally one volume of a story like this will run about maybe $10. It's $10. There's no color. Though, I mean, to be honest, they're still really, really well done. And the best thing is, when you go to a comic book store, you can't really rifle through the pages of a comic book. You're basically just buying it based off of the cover art. What's the nice thing is, you go into a Barnes & Noble, you can rifle through one of these and kind of get an idea of what kind of art's on the inside. You're not buying just a cover. So that's another thing that I think really makes makes the medium a bit more superior to comic books these days. Although things are kind of changing with the comic skate movement in a positive direction, so that's good. Anyways, the main theme. I'll have to check it out. I probably can't play it on stream because I'll get copyright struck and my video will get removed. And I don't have that many videos yet, but I'll check it out. I'll definitely check it out. Let's see. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Oh, no, yeah, I was just saying, like, yeah. So, a volume of manga is about, like, hard to say. Like, on average, I'd say maybe $10. Sometimes you can get them on sale for like 9 or 8. I think some of the Food Wars I've bought were like 9, 8. I think I bought one for like $7.99, or I must have bought a couple for $7.99, because sometimes when you buy them on Amazon, they'll go like $1 or $2 on sale for some reason. Yeah. So if you're getting in, if you're buying like a, if you end up wanting to own the entire series of like a 40 volume manga, that's like, it's like $400. It's a lot of money. However, that being said, when you buy used, you will save a lot of money. For example, like this is essentially three volumes are in here, and I got this for about $12, so that's 12 over 3. So basically I bought all these volumes for $4 a piece. So 3 volumes for $4, which is pretty cheap. You can get them even cheaper if you go into certain like used bookstores, but you kind of just have to be lucky when you walk into those places. So yeah, it is somewhat pricey, but considering the content that you get, like a comic book is like 50, 60 pages. Nowadays, comics aren't that long, and you know what? Where did I throw that thing? Almost half of these pages, very close to half. I actually counted one day. I forgot the number, but very close to half of these pages are ads. So essentially, you're paying $3 to $4 for a 60-page book. Wait, are there page numbers in here? Let's see. Probably not. I had to count these pages at one point. About a 50-page. Yeah, you're paying like $3 $4 for like a 60-page book with about 30 pages of 28, maybe 28. We'll be generous. Give it 28 pages of ads, as opposed to paying $10 or 12 or whatever, and getting how many pages is this? Oh, there's no page numbers. Oh, there we go. 184, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 140. Okay, about 100, almost 200 pages. So about 190 pages. Okay, so let's see, calculator. That's 190 over this particular book was $12, so let's do that. But it's a little bigger. If you really wanted to get into the nitty-gritty about it, you could go with you would probably convert it from like dollars to, I guess, square units of area per dollar, I guess. That's one way you could go. But anyway, that's still about 15 pages per dollar, which is pretty great, because that is, let's see, 60 over 4. Oh, actually, that's about the same. That can't be right. No, because there's only about 30 pages of content, so it's about 30 over $4. So it's about 7.5 pages per content. Anyway, to answer your question there, am I against the manga scan sites, the read for free? Yes, I am against those sites. Do not use them. Wait. Do not use. I don't care. Yeah, I'm a supporter of fan translations. In a lot of cases, it's a labor of love. A lot of these guys, they're working on these back alley forums trying to translate this stuff, and there's often like arguments that go around about like, oh, this is mistranslated this way, you should have translated it this way. And the thing is, these are just fans. They're not really getting paid to do this because it's a free reading site. I'm not going to say the names of any, but I can, if you Google like read something for free, I'm sure you'll find it. But yeah, the thing is like the nice thing about having a physical copy, like for me, like physical copy is always king, because let's pretend in the near future that the government has the power to snap their fingers and all anime and manga is now banned and impossible to find online in the US. I think that's outlandish, probably never going to happen. But for the sake of argument, let's say it does. I still have my books. My books aren't going anywhere. Nobody's going to come into my house and with a Sharpie and start censoring my books or something, I would say like Here's my personal philosophy, because I've read plenty of, well, I shouldn't say that. I have possibly I don't remember, but I've possibly read lots of stuff online. I choose to buy the ones that I really enjoy and the ones that I want to support. That's my rule. Like if you love something, support it, Speak out with your wallet. That's one of the most powerful ways to speak out. Like just look at Rising of the Shield Hero. The SJWs hated that show. Guy that got nailed for leaking Pokemon. I didn't hear about that. Yeah, just look at the people who threw shade at Rising of the Shield Hero. People love that show. It's a great show. It's a great manga. People love it because they can relate to it. And cancel culture got denied. Like I think it got like there was reviews on my anime list that actually censored it. Let's see. They censored like good reviews of it. Let's see. Oh, I guess they finally succumbed to the pressure. 803. Let's see. Oh. Okay, you know what? I think we're gonna take a detour. We're gonna read some of these reviews of Rising of the Shield Hero, because these people who are writing these bad reviews that are not objective just because they're triggered, these people are truly the scum of the earth. This is a good way to single them out. All right, let's see. Latest popular. Okay, I've seen this guy's reviews before. Rebel Panda. He's actually somewhat objective, although he's probably an SJW. What? Hang on. The abject betrayal. Escape from the monotony. I don't even want to read this. It's a good show. Check it out. Rising of the Shield Hero. It's awesome. Oh no, it was Goblin Slayer that got the bad reviews. Yeah, episode 1 was quite the shock. Let's see. Oh, they hit a bunch of the reviews. These just must be featured reviews. Oh, here we go. More reviews. Let's see. Oh, looks like... Oh, here we go. Anyone who likes this show is a Nazi libtard. The state of the anime community after episode 1. I like this guy's opening sentence. Goblin Slayer is an anime about a dude named Goblin Slayer who slays goblins. It's very simple. Like, this isn't supposed to be some, like, world break. This isn't supposed to be Death Note or Code Geass. This is a very simple show. It's designed for people to just have some basic, simple fun. Enjoy this guy just absolutely slaying these goblins. What the heck is this guy saying? These people are crazy. I don't want to get into that. I thought I wanted to get into it, but I actually don't. Just put me in a bad mood. What happened to my music? There we go. Yeah, anyways, it's kind of funny. Going back to manga, a lot of manga you find, like, if you go to certain stores. Yeah, the anime with Raftalia, the squirrel cat girl with the sword. Premium. Yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, no, sometimes you can go to stores like Book Off, which are a great place to find all kinds of weird treasure. Like this was like a special edition Love Hina. It's the Japanese version, but it's still brand new. It got the dust sleeve and everything, color illustrations inside. This was $3. Wait, 12? Was it 12? No, it was 3. This was $3. I paid $3 for this book. This book would normally retail. Does it say how much? It doesn't. Yeah, normally, see, in America, when a book comes out, it says on the back, like for this one, it says USA, $19.99, Canada, $20.99. I think in Japan, they don't print that on their books. But I have a lot of friends who've been there, and they say, like, yeah, you can go to some of these, like, manga shops and, like, buy this stuff for, like, essentially $1. So yeah, print media is really cheap over there, which makes sense because that's where it's made. Yeah. It's an interesting medium, to say the least. I personally really enjoy it. Here's something else. I don't know if anyone's heard, but I think HBO, their streaming service, like, took down Gone with the Wind and then replaced it with a trigger warning. Or they like, put it back, but they added a trigger warning. Same thing with Indiana Jones. I don't think they took it down. Indiana Jones and the Ark of the Covenant, which is my dad's favorite film. They added, like, a trigger warning or something. It's like, I'm so sick of spineless cowards just ruling the media. It's like, you know what? I want to watch a good show with a solid lead that I can relate to, I'm sorry, I can't relate to a spineless soy boy, because I'm not a spineless soy boy. It's like, I'm a simple man with simple tastes. I like attractive women. I like cool action sequences. I like cars. I like just guy stuff, Like, it's so simple. And yet these crazy people manage to screw it up. And you know what? It's really true. Get woke, go broke. Nobody's paying to see these movies. Like the Ghostbuster flop. No one went to go see that. The movie was garbage. Same with, what was it? Shoot, that movie with Clooney in it. Which one? What was it? Ocean's 8. Yeah, it was like basically it's like, oh, here's another Ocean's movie except all the characters are women. Okay, I don't have a problem with that. I'm not going to go see it though because I don't care. I think that Ocean's 11, 12 and 13 were quite enough. They don't need to be added upon. You know, same with Star Wars. Like Star Wars 4, 5 and 6, even 1, 2 and 3. I'll even throw in the Clone Wars. That's fine. Leave it at that. But instead, Disney's like, no. We need to take advantage of this $1 million IP that we bought. Put our own characters in it, our own narrative. It's like, well, okay. Why didn't you put your own story in it? Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong in the comments or in the chat. Tell me I'm wrong. The first of the new trilogy is basically a ripoff of Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. Well, I don't even remember the name of it. Was it like... what was it? Star Wars 7. Which is nuts because women have their own versions of what we have. Yeah, women love Ryan Gosling. And that's fine, you know? By all means. Women of the world, you have my blessing. Ryan Gosling's a good-looking dude, sure. What was it? Force Awakens, yeah. Well, let me get into this real quick. Let's look at it objectively. It's both movies start on a desert planet. Both movies have a planet-destroying station. Both movies have a cantina scene. Both movies have the old guy mentor stereotype die at the end. What else? There are more. There are more. But those are the main ones. Those are basically, like, if I was to summarize A New Hope. Young kid starts off on a desert planet, meets his old, gets a mentor, leaves the desert planet. There's a planet-destroying space station. And there's a cantina scene. And then the planet-destroying space station gets blown up. That's the movie. It's not complicated. It's great. I like it. If it was complicated, it'd be hard to watch, but it's a classic. And Disney's like, "Ooh, that's good. That looks like a good idea. Let's why don't we just make that movie again?" And they did. And it sold many, many tickets. Because it has the word Star Wars in the title. And that is why. Honestly, man. You know, it's like I always say, the human race is a losing race. Unfortunately. That's awfully pessimistic. Yeah, I know. What can you do? I guess I could talk a little bit about the dumpster fire that is Last of Us 3. I never played any of the Last of Us games. I used to like Naughty Dog when they made Jak and Daxter. I think it's a classic series. I love it. It's one of my absolute favorite video game series. And then I think basically the dev team that worked on that game kind of split off. And I think Naughty Dog still owns the property, so they can make money off merch and stuff. But, like, these are the games they're making now. These Last of Us games. I'm not personally a fan of any of them. I guess people liked the first one. Sure, like what you like. At the end of I always say, like what you like. If you like it, that's fine. Don't knock me for not liking it, though. Because I like what I like. Anyway, more specifically, I wanted to talk about this. The Last of Us 2 replica guitar. If you don't know much about instruments, I will try to keep the technical jargon to a minimum. Oh, there's no pictures on this side. No one wants to see that. However, I've been playing guitar for maybe... Oh yeah, that's right. Springman for Smash tomorrow. Have a good day at work, man. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. Yeah, tune in tomorrow for the Springman reveal for Smash. Check it out. Hopefully they announce some amiibos, because I'm waiting for that Joker amiibo. I need to get to training that guy. Anyways, yeah, let me share my screen real quick. So, this is the replica guitar for Last of Us. This is made by Taylor Guitar. To be fair, Taylor Guitar is made in America most of the time. Most of them are made in America, if not all. I actually toured their factory. It's really nice. And they make high-end acoustic guitars, and they sound very nice. Taylor makes good guitars. That being said, this replica guitar, which appears to be nothing special. This is this is the Taylor 314 CE. And I guess it normally retails for about $2,000. This is just my personal opinion. You know, my personal taste. Like I said, like what you like. I personally would not drop $2,000 on a Taylor. If I was going to drop $2,000 plus on a guitar, I would probably get, I'd probably get a Gibson, like an electric. I'd probably get either a Gibson or like a really, really nice like an American-made Stratocaster, because I love Stratocasters. Maybe a Tele, although I kind of prefer the Strats. $2,000 can go a long way in getting a nice guitar. Like, you could get a really insane, like, Ibanez for $2,000. Ibanez has, in my opinion, one of the best whammy bar systems that, like, I've ever met. Like, it's got, you know, mechanically speaking, mechanically speaking, I would say it's probably one of the best, because you can straight up pick up the guitar by the whammy bar for an Ibanez. I probably wouldn't do that to my Stratocaster. They're decent whammies, but they don't really stay in tune that well, and they're not on a... The thing is, like, the way a whammy bar works on an Ibanez guitar is there's almost like a hole in the guitar. Let me get my camera back. There's almost a hole right through the guitar, like this. Oh, what did I just do? No, we're good. Like this, and there's a hinge right here that holds the thing that, you know, the bridge, basically. So that way, it's free to rotate on the inside there, as opposed to a non-Ibanez whammy bar, where you can kind of just pull it a little bit, and you can still get a decent range off of it, but not as much as an Ibanez. A lot of those Ibanezes are designed more for, like, metal style, or usually a lot more extreme type playing, where you'd have a lot more need for a more dynamic range for your whammy bar there. Anyways, that's enough of that. Yeah, I'd be down to watch it with you guys. Maybe you know what? Maybe I'll live stream it. I think I'll live stream it and do like a live reaction, and hopefully that'll be okay. Anyways, but yeah, you know, that's what the heck. That's my 2 cents on that guitar. I wouldn't drop $2,000 on this guitar, let alone $2,300 on this guitar. You can get a really, really nice guitar for $300. Well, you can get how should I put this? You can get a decent starter guitar for $300. Like that is, if you're looking for a starter guitar, $300 is a solid start, you know. You're probably not going to get... Here, let's actually see. How much does a Stratocaster cost right now? Let's see. Looking on... I like to use Musician's Friend. Let's see. I think my Stratocaster was about $600. I think it was a while ago. Yeah, my Strat was about $600, I think, but I got it on sale because we had like some kind of $200 rebate or something. 700. Okay, so these are like the high-end Stratocasters. Where's the... These are probably all made in America. I want to find the ones made outside of the United States. Oh, actually, I think that's mine. 600. Yeah, it's about 600. So, maybe not quite a Stratocaster, but that's half a Stratocaster right there. Well, if you're lucky, you might find a pretty nice used Stratocaster for $300, actually. Which I would still rather... I mean, you know, the other thing is, like, who's gonna buy this guitar? Like, the user scores are in for this game, and they tanked. The people who played this game, for the most part, did not like it. And I'd be shocked if enough of them liked it enough to buy this $2,300 Fender acoustic guitar, which on the surface doesn't even look like it's anything special. I think it has like one of the fret markers is a special design, but you see that on all kinds of guitars, you know? Like $300 extra just because it's from this stupid game. Replica of Ellie's guitar. I guess when you're living in the zombie apocalypse, you don't really have a lot of choices about what kind of guitar to get. So if you find a good one, I guess you take it. Although I'd be surprised if she was able to find a Fender in one piece. This game. Who cares? Oh, boy. Anyway, I thought that was kind of silly. Like I said, Taylor makes decent guitars. I don't think there's enough serious guitarists out there who also play Last of Us. PlayStation also made an exclusive PS4 Pro for The Last of Us. And I don't know how well it sold. Actually, we can see if it sold out. Let's check Amazon. Let's see. Last of Us 2 PS4. Let's see. Can you still buy it? Oh, I guess you can, but there's only one left in stock. You know, yeah, I guess. I don't know. Maybe there's enough people who actually wanted... Oh, wow, it got 2 stars. Let's read some ratings here. Scum. How is it? Okay, hold on. Let me share my screen. Let's read some of these. Scum. How is it legal to price gauge like this? I don't know, dude. Giant Piggy is an apt name for the company selling this. In Persona 5, Kenshiro views everyone as a walking ATM. These people apparently do too. Price is wild. Okay, price is a joke. It's a scam. I bought from GameStop upon its announcement, 400. Okay, so they're just... they're just roasting this guy. Oh, shit. Oh, whoops. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think you can actually see my name there. Whew, good thing I put my screen there. Lucky. Anyway, yeah. So, $581 for this. It retails for $400. I bet you could probably find a PS4 Pro for less than $400, which I would much rather buy. Although if you want to talk about price gouging, this book right here, this is like a meme in the community for like Air Gear, but for whatever reason, volume 28 of Air Gear is like a white whale when it comes to this series. Like, you cannot find it for less than, I think the cheapest right now is on Amazon US for $800. Yeah, that's insane. And that's not for an omnibus like this. That's for like one volume. And it's only that volume. The rest of them are easy to find, but that one volume, some places have it for like over 1,000, which isn't like, what possessed these people to put it there? Do they honestly think somebody is going to pay $1,000? Well, I'm sure there's some rich weebs out there, but no one's paying over $100 for that book, let alone $8. Although, you know what? All right, let me just do a quick look here. Okay, so my name is covered here. That's good. All right, if you like Air Gear and are trying to collect all of them, I'm going to do you a huge solid right now. So, if you happen to watch this later on, I should make a separate video about this too, now that I think about it. Okay, so if you're watching this and you got this far and you like Air Gear, which I would imagine is like probably less than 0.1% of people who watch my videos. That's like 0.7 of a person. Yikes. Anyway, just in case. First of all, let me show you this. This is abysmal. Just so you know what I'm talking about. I don't want the French edition. I want the English edition. What the heck? Is this Amazon America? Should be. I can't even find it. Where did it go? I could have sworn it was here. Okay, we'll do this. Here it is. So, as you can see, digital, which I do not advocate digital because when you buy something digitally, you don't really own it. Paperback, $845.29. People are out of their minds. Oh, there's actually two of them. Let's see. Okay, one for $845, used, good. $919, used, acceptable. By Rare Games and Cho Books. Alright. Screw you to both of these guys, because this is utterly ridiculous. Like, if it was... it's too much. Like, if they were selling it for, like, $99, I would probably give them the stink eye still. But I'd be like, you know what? People are still going to buy that. Because people really want to complete the series. You know, it's funny. Kodansha Comics has been... They've been teasing us with a re-release for so long. And there's a couple other volumes that say they're going to be back in stock in Amazon. from Kodansha soon. And I've actually spoken with a distributor called Bulk Bookstore. They're based in Washington State, I think. Anyway, I messaged them because according to Google, it said they had it in stock. And I asked them, they're like, oh, it actually is back ordered, but we expect to have it in by the end of July. And I'm like, okay. I actually ordered it through a site called eCampus because they also claim to have it in stock. But then the next day they're like, oh, still waiting on the distributor. And like, yeah, it's actually, I got an email later. It said, oh, it's actually back ordered. So I'm scouring Google for like days trying to figure it out. Because I had seen this when I was in a couple years ago when I was at university. I'm still in university, but just a different one. When I was at my last university, there was a used bookstore called McKay's, and they had all these books. And I was like, oh, maybe I should buy these. Maybe I should buy some of these. I really enjoyed the anime. I want to read it. But I didn't because I was a broke college kid, and I was still kind of new to the medium. Anyway, I was beating myself up over it because I was thinking like, man, I'm going to have an incomplete series, and I'm very OCD. So when things are incomplete, it bothers me a lot. So anyway, I mentioned earlier I was going to do you guys a favor. So here's that favor. I'm going to show you a place where you can get it. Okay, so just to be clear, this is as of today. This is today's date. This is 6/21/2020. That's today's date. I think I'm going to make a separate video about this. But here we go. There is one place that says they're going to have it. Now, here's the thing. I want to preface this by... I want to show you guys something first. Okay, so if you look here, if you look at the title, right over here it says it's still in pre-order. But if you look over here, you have a date, right? September 29, 2020. That's usually... Amazon's, for whatever reason, like, they're just really good about having this date when they are going to have it back in stock. So here's the thing. A lot of times, if you can't find something on Amazon, like, for example, if, like, there's some, you know... for example, the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Good Smile Pyra and Mithra figures... You have never been able to find those on Amazon because Amazon America doesn't sell them. Let's actually see real quick. Yeah, see, it doesn't say... I don't think Amazon has ever sold this particular figure. I think this is just second-party or third-party sellers that sell it. $326 is way too much. This is a $200 figure here, at most. But anyway, so in cases like that, this is an example, but in cases like that, don't be afraid, especially if you have a credit card, don't be afraid to go outside of the United States. Yeah, here's this is the one that I got, the Pyra one, because Pyra's better. Don't be afraid to use other, foreign countries' Amazon. Amazon Japan, just make sure that they ship to the United States, because sometimes, like, they don't. Like, there's some things on Amazon Japan that don't ship here. But, first, check if they have it in stock. Second, check if they ship to the United States. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I've been beating around the bush a little bit, but, 28 Amazon dot... What's Amazon Spain? I think it's Amazon... I think IS. Here it is. That's not it. That's still America. That's .com. These are all .com. Okay, hang on a second. You know what? Copy. All right. You won't find this on the first 3 pages of a Google search if you just Google Air Gear Volume 30, whatever. The 28, Air Gear Volume 28. If you just Google it, you will have to get to like the 5th page to even find this result. I happened to stumble across it. As you can see, this is Amazon.is, which is Amazon Spain. Now, they do actually ship to the United States. That being said, shipping is somewhat expensive. It's like $20. But at the end of the day, for this particular book, I would say in this case it is worth it because it's so difficult to find. Like, this book is such a white whale, like no one can find it. Anyway, as you can see here, this site's originally in Spanish, but there's a Google Chrome extension that will allow you to translate a page into English. And because it's Amazon, it's very mainstream. It can normally translate the entire page, no problem. So anyway, as you can see, it says right here, this product is in pre-sale. And here we have a date. Soft cover, which is paperback, June 24, 2020. So that's this Wednesday. So I'll be very curious to see how this goes down. It's 1164 euros, but the thing is, okay, so the way it works is like here in America, if you buy something and it says like $4.99, it's not $4.99, it's $4.99 plus tax. In Europe, they don't do that. They include the tax with the product. So when you buy this, it's actually like, I think like 1060 or so euro. Sorry, about like $10, give or take $10, because they take off the tax that they would normally pay, and then you would add like sales tax for yourself or whatever. But that's generally how it works. Shipping for this was about $20. So it's more than double the cost of the item, which is, you know, a lot of people are going to be like, well, that's obscene. Yeah, it is obscene. Why would you order something from Spain when you could just order it from your home country? Problem is I can't unless I drop $800, which I'm not going to do because I'm not an idiot. So hopefully that makes sense. What you do in order to be able to do this, just make an Amazon account on Spain. You don't need like Prime or anything. Just go on Amazon Spain, Amazon.is, Air Gear. Make sure you get the English one. It's going to look like this if you haven't translated. Air Gear 28, Inglés, Tapa Blanda. Right? Make sure it says Inglés, or translate it. It'll say English. Because, well, okay, just a heads up, the Spanish cover is different. I'm going to show you the difference real quick. Because there's the Japanese cover, there's the Chinese cover, there's the North American cover, and then there's the Spanish cover. Or I think the Latin American, the one that's in Spanish. Gear 28. The Air Gear logo is different. So if you look here, not only is the color different, that might be just a picture. But the logo's different. Compare this one to this one. This is the North American logo. That's the one you want to look for. Now, is it possible that on June 24, they're going to be like, oh, sorry guys, it was just a mistake. We actually didn't have it in the stock. Yes, that is an absolute possibility. However, that seems pretty out of character for Amazon. Amazon, across the board, in my personal experience, has always been really good about customer service and making sure that their site's accurate. I'm not going to talk to how they treat their warehouse employees. That's a separate matter. But as far as their customer service goes, it's great. Like my when I bought my GPU, I have a it's a RTX 2070. It's the Asus ROG Strix model because I had money to blow at the time. The ROG logo on the top wasn't lighting up. So I called them and they sent a replacement like the next day. They're like, okay, here's a replacement. Just mail us back the defective one. So I didn't. They were very quick and efficient about it. Their customer service is excellent. I'm not going to talk about their warehouse treatment. There's a lot of videos out there that you can look up on yourself and make your own decision, but it's pretty clear what the situation is. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Anyways, that's not what I wanted to get into. But, yeah, so you can do this. Basically, you can translate. You have to translate every single page, But like I said, there is that Google Translate Chrome extension that you can use. And this also works for Amazon.Japan. Actually, Amazon.Japan is a little nicer because look what you can do. It's Amazon.jp. So what you can do, I don't know if it's going to show up behind my picture because I do not want to dox myself. Yeah, it's not going to show up. Okay. I'm going to try to do this without showing my name. Okay, there it is. Right next to the search button, right here, you scroll down here, click on English. Like, normally when you go to the site, it's going to be like this. Everything's going to be in Japanese, and if you don't speak Japanese, you're going to be like, oh, what does it say? I don't know. That's fine. What you can do... Oh, it actually translated. So, Amazon.jp is nice because the site itself, you don't need to use the Chrome extension. The site itself actually has an English translated version. Amazon Spain does not, but the Google Chrome extension is good enough. You'll be fine if you use that. Anyway, I'm going to leave it on Japanese for now. Oops, no. And I'm going to show you how to change it. So you go to the Japanese flag here, click on English.en. Now look, everything's in, it's still in yen, so you're going to have to convert on your own. But it's pretty easy. It's an easy way to keep it in mind. An easy way to calculate it. My goodness. Anyway, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Okay, sorry. Yeah. So 100 yen is about $1, give or take. It's a pretty easy conversion. It's not like euros where it's like, oh, €1 is like $1.25. Maybe it's actually, let's find out what it actually is. Move my picture back here. Whoop. Okay, so €1 is about $1.12. The dollar's doing pretty well these days, from what I understand. Anyway, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments about getting this particular volume. I think I'm going to make a separate video specifically on how to get this book. I'll have to take it down in case it doesn't work out, but I think I should probably record one because I think a lot of the people who really want this volume could benefit from this knowledge, especially considering that supposedly, if this is correct, it's going to drop on the 24th, or it's going to be in stock on the 24th. So, yeah. Oh, there was one other point I wanted to make here. Oh. Just so you know that it's legit and not some weird third-party seller, if you click here... That's why isn't it working? Normally that would work. Oh, here we go. You click one new from... Okay, sorry, that's... Normally this button would be for selecting either paperback or digital, but there's only paperback, so you can just click it. Click underneath it, one new from 1164. As you can see, Prime. It's sold pretty much by Amazon here. That's a really good sign. That's a really good indicator that this is legit. So, yeah, it says right here, seller, Amazon.es. It's in pre-order, so be aware. Anyway, hope that was good information. Now that I think about it, I think I'm going to make that video, like, right now. I wonder if I should make it about just foreign Amazons in general. No, I think this is a little bit more important. That's okay. If you watched till the end, thanks so much. How long have we been going for? Okay, about an hour and a half. That's not a bad stream. Happy Father's Day, everybody. Hope you have a great day. Have a great weekend. And I will be seeing you tomorrow around 11 o'clock Pacific time for... I think Breath of the Wild was Wednesday. I'll pick a game. It'll be on the title of the stream, but come hang out. Anyways, I think that's all for today. Take it easy.